Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I am your host Shae Zombie, and I'm here with the super awesome Commie Mark. How are you doing, sir?
Greetings, comrades. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I always make a point of thanking the host for letting me come on and show my wares to your audience. So thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely more than happy to have you. And we are here for, sorry, it's a very long title, Adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've learned is next time I'm gonna use a shorter name because this kills me in Twitter characters. It's like 40 letters long or something, to write the whole thing.
It's pretty terrible as far as tweeting it out, as I found out earlier.
Yeah, it's way too long, the name is, but it's like a joke in itself how long the name is. So
yeah,
I'll take it.
I like it. So let's go ahead, and for people who don't know about this project, which I mean, like I was telling you off air, if you don't have questions after hearing Mark's pitch, then I don't know what to say to you. Because this is a special project for sure.
Yeah, it's really something. Like there is no book like this that exists in Comicscape.
That is accurate.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're already on $1,300, 200% and some change of the target. So the book's already funded. It's definitely happening, regardless of whatever happens from now on. We're in the profit zone and doing my capitalism now, seeing what I'm gonna do. So
sorry, this makes me laugh because I remember when I very first saw this, I saw that you had legit had things typed out in Korean, and I'm a linguist by trade. Not Korean. I have friends who are, and I was like, I wonder how accurate this is. And so I started putting it into Translate, and I was like, that actually says things.
Yeah, well, that's because I use Translate to make it. I'd be disappointed if Google Translate couldn't put it back together when it suggested it to me.
Google Translate's terrible, just FYI.
Yeah, that's undoubtedly true. When I made this campaign, I read through about 100 different campaigns, and you must have seen 100 different campaigns just hosting the show in it. And one of the things that I don't like when I'm looking at other campaigns is, if there's a big block of text or if there's a big block of pictures, and I have to scroll down to the text, it needs to be broken up nicely in it. So I was trying to do that, and you'll see all the way through, it goes block of text, picture, block of text, picture. And the Korean is in there just to pad it out, so the blocks of text look bigger in it. That's all it is. It's purely aesthetic. It's all the same words in Korean. I don't know if it's going to help with search engine optimization in Korea. I haven't sold any to Korea yet, so it doesn't seem to be working.
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of Korean sales just based on what I know about the country. Yeah. Hey, we can hope. We can hope.
So, yeah.
Go on. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is the Captain Fuckhead cover. Captain Fuckhead is my YouTube boyfriend, co-host of Gay Space Communism, fellow establishment member of CG UK. He did this cover, and it's actually a public domain Captain Marvel cover that he has drawn Kim Il-sung on top of. So that's pretty sweet.
That's hilarious.
All those Japanese people at the bottom who are running away, who are those really racist yellow color, those are off the original cover in it. Left those on, because that's not hilarious. Cool. We couldn't do that if we'd drawn yellow people on the bottom. That would be outrageous. Right. But because it's a 50-year-old picture, you can get away with it. Doesn't make any sense.
That oh my gosh, that's terrible. So I was gonna say your internet boyfriend is the one that suggested my cosplay for you today.
Oh, really?
He said that it would make you very
Yeah,
happy.
it's cool. Like, you really captured the look. If you had a flag cape as well, nail it. It would be
Yeah,
uncanny.
yeah. I think that might have been a little too far for me. And also time constraint. But hey, next time. Maybe next time we can make it happen. So this is actually something that's really different
Oh,
about
yeah.
your book.
Yeah, so it's made out of photographs instead of drawings, like because I can't draw, like, and as a writer, like your options are that you pay someone to draw a book for you, or you find someone who's willing to take like a leap of faith with you in it, like and I couldn't find either of those things. So, uh, like I found my own like punk rock way around it, this fumetti photo novella thing, which hasn't no one's done it in Comicsgate yet. It's
No.
already the highest selling fumetti comic ever on Indiegogo, and it's one of my like titles that I've snatched up.
I kind of feel like it might be the only one.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, question about the fact that you got all of these photos. How did you find photos that you could use without getting sued?
Uh, it's I, I don't like to talk about it, but so some North Korea don't have the best internet access in it. Stuff that's owned by North Korea is going to be real hard for them to track down. Like, unless they're watching this show, obviously.
I highly doubt we are big in North Korea. I don't see that being a thing.
Maybe after this.
After this, now I'm gonna get flagged. I'm gonna be like North Korea watch list all the time. Oh my gosh. This is really interesting. Okay, so what exactly the fuck is happening here? Like what
All
is
right,
this story about?
so what it is an alternate history where the North Koreans win the Korean War, and and it's how that happens. It's split into like maybe 7 or 8 sections, which are like State of the Union addresses kind of thing from Kim Il Sung, like the King of Korea, and like he's a real unreliable narrator. Like he's telling his own exaggerated, propagandized version of like what didn't happen because it's an alternate history. It's like if this is the version of events that the North Koreans would tell in it, like if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, I just read what all of this is. So there's a lot of pop culture reference in this that has been altered to make sense to come
Oh,
from a Korean king.
in this particular example, yeah, like that's probably the most current events reference in there, like, and that song's from like the 70s or something. And it, like, I really tried to stay away from being topical, like, because I watch. So if you watch like a film like Hot Shots, for example, like the jokes in that, they use like wordplay, like, and puns and things like that. And they're still funny. But if you go and watch a film like Scary Movie or something, the jokes are all really dated to that time period in it. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make a lot of the jokes are at communism or the time period. Hail Indie Comics Dave. I know his name's Indie Dave Comics. It's a thing. I always call him Indie Comics Dave because it sounds better, I think.
Yeah, no, I can see where you're going with it because it's his name is Dave. It's not that he's indie, and his name
Yeah,
is Comics. I
yeah,
see. Look, Commie Mark, you and we're on the same wavelength, which is very concerning.
yeah. That's a troublesome sign for you, that is.
I'm gonna blame. I was stationed in England for 4 years. I'm just gonna blame that. It's England's fault. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
David's
So
wrong in the chat.
it's more like Man in the High Castle, Harry Turtle Dove, crossed with Private Eye, or Mad Magazine. That is a lot of very non sequitur
Yeah, I
references.
well, the Man in the High Castle and the Harry Turtledove books are like alternate history books, and it like so it's like that, but it's a joke at the same time. I don't know if in England we have this magazine, Private Eye, and it's like a political humor magazine, and but they do covers that are like this, like it's not like that inside, like it's no, but it's like the covers, like
Okay, interesting. So like satirical kind of.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, and they're really different things because I do this exercise in my mind where I try and take two like polar opposites and smash them together, like in the Large Hadron Collider of my imagination, and like see what thing comes out of it. Like, and this is an example of some really disparate things smashed together into something new.
I will say, I feel like if anyone out there is curious to know what Commie Mark is like or what his mind or personality is, if you just read through this campaign page, I feel like you get a pretty good feel for you as a person.
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen. We haven't talked much. However, I will say it definitely screams you and your personality for
Yeah.
sure. That kind of
I
rebel.
I have put as much effort into writing this campaign as I put into writing the book in it because uh, I can't show people the book and say buy this. I've got to show them like a representation in it, like this is what you're going to get, like
Yes.
and I need to explain it all. And as you'll see, like I've tried to satirize Indiegogo campaigning, like in the campaign, like it's got all Comicscape references and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I really
Not
like
in
how
the
you
book, in the campaign.
I like how you have the join the revolution, receive your state mandated 30+ page photo comic.
Yeah, it's 30 plus pages because I've done like 29 and I haven't finished yet. Like I've still got more to do in it. Like so, it's definitely going to be over 30 because it's got to be divisible by 4. It's on 29, so it's just however much comes out of my fingers. Like is what you're going to get extra.
That is fantastic. And one day it will be worth at least $1.
Yeah, hopefully it'll retain that $1 value.
I mean, right here is a guarantee. I'm gonna need it to be at least $1, Commie Mark.
Yeah, one day it will be.
Okay. So when it doesn't reach that in your lifetime, you go, I said one day, you just gotta
Yeah.
keep holding on to it. It's not there yet. All right. So your stretch goals, redistribute the wealth. Now, how much is this converted? Don't make me go in and convert it.
So one that is just over 1,000 British pounds, which is about 1,200 US dollars, which is a stretch goal that I've already beaten in it. We've already raised over 1.5 million Korean won. Like so this stretch goal is happening.
That is fantastic.
Where I'm redistributing the wealth in it. I'm giving people like money back, like for backing it. You get 200 Korean won back, like with your purchase. And each of the notes, I'm gonna sign them so that they're worth even less, like than they would have been worth before. And I already have these. Look, I already have them. Like they've already come. Here's
Oh my
20,000
gosh.
North Korean won in it. Like you can see the
That's like
North Korea
real
logo on
too.
them. Yeah, like they're for real. Like there's already here. I've got 20 grand, like 100 bills of it in it, like to send out with comics.
I'm so much more excited for this, knowing that you actually went and got real ones, and then you're going to sign them. So I have unintentionally, I've started collecting very bizarre, like off the wall things from CG. And one of them is I have 6 a.m. comics. I have a copy of his deck of cards that he made with all the different indie characters and stuff, which is hilarious. Chibi Selena, during this whole COVID thing, ended up taking a little square of toilet paper and did a doodle with watercolor of me on it. And I'm framing it and putting it on my wall. And now I'm going to have to make sure I back so I can get a Commie Mark autographed Korean 200, because that's hilarious.
The next stretch goal I haven't put on the bottom. I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to do that right now for you. Like, you got an exclusive, yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh! Oh, I got a banner. Come on, there it is.
Excellent, excellent. So what I'm doing is, in my previous books, not Daredevil, the inside page is like a letter that is addressed to the reader, and and it says, like, to the reader, this book is like no book you've ever seen before, blah blah blah, it'll blow your mind, whatever it is. Yeah. And then at the bottom it's signed the editor, because in Not Daredevil I was doing this whole thing where the editor was like a sort of pseudo character in the book, like the not Lev Gleason thing. So in The Adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea, the inside cover, if we get to £2,000, is going to be a letter from North Korea, like the same thing, like saying, "Dear reader, this is what's going to be inside," and then signed at the bottom. But I'm gonna leave the to and the signature blank, and then we'll write like the backer's name inside, like and sign it at the bottom. So
wow.
like it's actually got like a letter from me, like signed inside, like in each one.
That is awesome.
And so each one will be like personalized to that specific backer as well, and it like which will make them even harder to sell in the secondary market.
That's perfect, though. I love the amount of thought that you put into this, and how many situations where you've been like, so Korea communist, all about like fuck the making money and fuck any capitalism or anything like that, and so you just flip around and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna make everything completely worthless, essentially.
Yeah. Like, because the reason that Action Comics #1 is worth so much is because at one point it was so worthless, and it like that people threw them away, like so I'm trying to devalue everything so they become rarer. There's a thing in the stretch goals in it that applies to it, look, so I'll explain what I mean. Not in the stretch goals, in the tiers.
Okay.
When it
so we can actually start going through your tiers, because and now I'm waiting on bated breath, so now I need to know. Okay, so your first tier, your featured tier that you have is
there's no featured tier. They're in price order, because they tell like a sort of story, like that's I'm giving myself too much praise to say they tell a story, but they flow into each other, and it like you're supposed to read them in order, like, if that makes any sense.
Kim Il-sung's Best Korea Digital.
Yeah, so
go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
No, please go and read it. It's much better if you read the words that I specifically chose rather than me trying to make up new ones.
All right, so from each according to his ability to each according to his needs, the proletariat PDF package for our comrades outside utopian Best Korea, suffering in wage slavery with limited disposable income. Join the breadline and the digital version of The Adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea will be delivered 3 months late.
Yeah, so that's for people who can't afford to back the real book, and it like I'll send you a digital copy 3 months after everyone else has got their copies, like so like it's a joke for like anti-CG, you know how they always say your book's late, like I'm doing that on purpose, like you can't say that to me anymore. And it also protect. It's my plan to beat piracy on it, because it's only going to be a limited run. The amount that I print is the amount that I print, and outside of that, you won't be able to buy it again. Like only the pirated digital copies will exist, so people will steal it and then they'll buy my next book, hopefully.
That's awesome. Okay, so the next one is Best Korea Proletariat Fanzine. Redistribute your wealth away from the. Nope. No.
It's the bourgeoisie, that just means the elites, like the 1%, and it.
Look at you using words that you know are gonna fuck me up. From the bourgeoisie, and get on one of just 10 black and white limited fanzine copies of The Adventures of Kim Il Sung, printed Alex Alexopoulos, it's hard to say, at home in my shed on A4 paper and stapled in the lowest quality, shipped in classic stealing solo style with zero packaging and your address handwritten on the back.
Yeah. So I have a prototype version of one of them here, and it it's printed as George Alexopoulos suggested, at home, and and like I said, it's stapled down the side, rather than being saddle stitched or whatever. And the staples don't even go all the way through. I've had to staple it, turn it over, staple it, turn it over. So to get to America with no packaging, it's going to be quite an achievement. All it's going to have is your address written on the back and the stamp and it.
Are you even going to put a sticker or something to keep it closed?
No, because I like the idea that the postman will pirate it and it, on the way, that he'll have a look through, and he'll tell his friend, he'll show the other guys in the sorting office, the fuck is this? There's 20 of these, that would be pretty funny. Yeah, and I can't guarantee that you won't just get the last page on it, because if it falls apart in transit, and you just get the last page, you don't get a refund. Because there's only 20 of them ever going to be made. If you get one in full quality, you actually get the whole thing, it'll be worth more than the ones that weren't.
Oh my gosh. That is terrible. You know what? This is impressive. I feel like you are giving Cecil a run for his money with Cash Grab, just at the sheer thought behind how you're doing each of these tiers.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that. I'm quite proud of it. And you can see I've sold 7 of these already. And a bunch of them are to America. And I have no idea how well they're gonna.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of thinking I got $10 to spare.
Yeah,
just to see if it gets here.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of options.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Okay, so for $11, so $1 extra.
Yeah. That.
Go ahead.
And there's no joke in there. That's the real comic in it. If you just want the comic, that's the one to buy it. That's the serious option for serious people.
Okay.
Sold 20 of them already, so that's sweet.
Not bad. So if you want the actual somewhat quality physical copy of the book, this is it. Gotcha. Manga version for $12. I love how your prices are just $1 more than the one before it. Oh my gosh, enjoy the legendary adventures of the world's most amazing man, now in manga form. This black and white print edition of The Adventures of Kim Il Sung and the Best Korea comes with limited sketch effect variant cover and has been reversed for the people of mighty Best Korea.
Yeah, so it's just the same book backwards in it, inside, and smaller, a little. And so I noticed a trend that people do sketch variant covers, you get a variant that's a sketch, and because I'm cheating, I'm doing like a Photoshop effect and it like a sketch effect cover. Like it's exactly the same cover with like a filter on top, like to make it a variant. Because I'm trying to create as much value as I can out of nothing, like out of the same thing. How many different ways can I make you buy the same thing over and over again? That's part of it.
I mean, you've sold 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember reading this one for $14. You can burn a book. Revolution resist, fight the power, protest the launch of the adventures of Kim Il-sung in Best Korea by purchasing a copy that I will personally burn for you in my garden on live stream. And you have to do this to 6 of them.
Yeah. I didn't really imagine that they would sell in it. But I've sold 6 of those already, and like I said, the fanzine version is limited to just 20 copies, and any of the 20 that are not sold will also go on the file at live stream and it on my Korean barbecue stream,
Oh my gosh,
which will be excellent. Yeah, because people do that, and it buy people's books just to burn them because that's a thing.
Because they're salty and have nothing better to do.
Yeah. So this is for anyone that says you shouldn't be able to do this book in Comicsgate. Like you can vote with your wallet and it show me that I shouldn't do more of it.
That is so very creative of you. Okay, we're going down. So you can get both covers for $20. So you get the manga, which is just the exact same thing, like you said, with a sketch filter backwards.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I've read this campaign, but I tend to forget specifics until I go back through it.
That's because the book's Asian and it's a manga. It's about Asian characters.
Oh my gosh! I can't wait for somebody to send this back to you covered in dog shit or something. And then if you want to be super fancy schmancy, you can get yourself a Make Korea Best Again hat for $37.
Well, it's not just the hat. You get you get the digital copy, the manga copy.
Oh shit! You get everything.
Copy, yeah. You get some trading cards, and you get the hat, and you get your name in the book as well, and it you'll be added to the Korean hit list. Yeah. So, and that one, it all comes in a fancy box. This is
a 10 apple.
Yeah, a 10 apple style fancy box. I'd made that joke before EVS came out with his fancy boxes in it. The joke was gonna be that I was gonna ship them in a pizza box or something. And then he's done that same thing, seriously, and I was doing it as a joke. So, he beat me to it.
He did. And say hey to Sim, who says, love it or hate it, you got a reason to back it, which is so very true. You have been very accommodating to all backers with all feelings on this particular book.
With the Make Korea Best Again hats as well. So I was looking, I said I read 100 campaigns in advance. One of the ones that stood out to me was Tim Lim's Space Force in it, because it's the closest thing to what I'm offering that anyone's done on Indiegogo in it. Mm-hmm. And his best-selling bundle was basically the same as that, but with a Make America Best Again hat. The Make America Great Again hat, sorry.
Yeah.
A MAGA hat.
Didn't he have it written in Japanese or something like that?
The best-selling one anyway is the English one. But so I saw that and I thought that I'm doing that.
Yes.
As soon as I came up with the slogan "Make Korea Best Again," it's yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually really want that hat.
Yeah, I love the idea of people doing their unboxing videos and stuff, like, and seeing people with the book and the hat on and stuff. That's gonna be cool.
No, this is hilarious, and this is actually this is a really really well put together campaign. It's very clever. Definitely a historic moment. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but damn it if it won't be historic.
It's gonna be another like landmark. People always talk about, so I went on War Campaign, and like my entrance into Comicsgate, like on War Campaign, and Scott from Door Kicker Scott, he was on the panel, like, and I just arrived, like no one knew who I was. I was still not Lev Gleason at that point. And you should have seen his face, like he didn't know what was happening. Like suddenly this communist's like in his show. It was so funny.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. So Scott and I have talked quite a bit, and we're both military, and so randomly, like, I'm not gonna lie, I had to seriously think about it for a while, and I was like, I know Commie Mark, and I know he's funny as shit, and I know he's CGUK, and I was like, and I know he's gonna show up in a fucking scythe and like the sickle and the just. I was like, oh gosh, it just hurts my soul.
Like I love the fact that I have been able to like do this. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I'm on the wrong side. Like I'm supposed to be in the mainstream or something. Like why am I here? Like it doesn't make sense. Like but it's working. Like all these alt-right Nazis like are buying my book, like, because they're not really the, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
So Sim has a question for you. Are you a real communist?
I've been thinking about how to answer this question because it comes up in it. And what I've decided to say is that it's not your grandpappy's communism that I believe in it. Like I'm a fan of fully automated luxury gay-space communism, where robots do all the work and we can print food with genetic rewriters and stuff. Like when we can do all of that stuff, you won't have to go to work and exchange your time for money. Like you'll just have everything that you need and it will be sweet. So yes, I am really a communist. I think that some people think that I'm doing like a Stephen Colbert bit, like where I'm pretending to be like ultra left wing, like on the side going he he he, like. But genuinely am like when I wrote Not Daredevil, I think that it's a SJW comic. Like it's all about like gender inequality and racism. Like it's all of the talking points. Like but people love it, like, because it's so funny.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it's a very interesting concept for sure, and I really honestly think that it's probably, I mean, it's already doing well.
Yeah, like it's over 200% funded. Like and I didn't think that was going to happen. Like I did all my calculations on if I sold 3, like to make sure that I'd break even if I sold just 3, like because that's what I was expecting. I've sold like
you could get 3 friends.
I think, yeah, exactly. Like I thought I could get enough people to pity me, like but I've got 59 backers and a bunch of them have backed the double book and the packages and stuff. I think I've sold like 70 or 80 of them. Like I mean, so I've blown myself away. Like I didn't expect that at all.
I'm really looking at that $37 bundle. I'm not lying. I want that damn hat.
Yeah. And I can almost guarantee that there's still 31 days before the campaign ends. I'm going to think of more like weird stuff to throw in, aren't I? Like it's going to be inevitable. Like I'm gonna have more ideas even while it's going on.
I'm sure. So we got another question from Yan. He says, "Would you rather live in Cuba, North Korea, or the Soviet Union?"
So in order, North Korea is last, and it not even on my team are we going. North Korea looks really nice. Like everyone agrees that North Korea is a bad place because it's not truly communist. It's like a fascist dictatorship in North Korea. Like it's just got the communist banner on it. So the Soviet Union would be my second choice. Cuba is my dream location. If I ever have to run away, like Cuba is where I am going. In Cuba, the average monthly wage is $30 yeah, a month, which is almost nothing in it. Like, and that is because they get free healthcare and free education and free housing and stuff. They don't have to pay for those things. Yeah, like you don't get free food, you get food at cost price in it. Like a bodega, they sell it at the wages of the people who picked it, like breaks even. So $30 a month. And this campaign that I've just done has shown that I can raise over $30 in a month in it. Like so if it all goes wrong, I'll run away to Cuba and just make comic books there and sell them and live on the money.
You'll just be sitting like a fat cat up there in your high castle.
I'll swap this hat for one of those Cuban hats. I'll get a cigar. I'll be sorted.
Oh, and of course, Angie is saying once the campaign closes, that's where we're gonna find you, is the beaches of Cuba.
Yeah. I'll be chilling there with Cridius. And my £1,300. And I'll take my Korean money there as well. Probably spend that.
You might be able to, buy one cigarette or something with all of your. How many bills did you say you had of all that Korean money?
There's 100, 200 ones in it, so it's 20,000 won. Like, which is, it feels like the most money that I've ever had, but it's obviously not. Like, it's only about £15 or something. Like, but it's lovely.
That is one that I have found very interesting is whenever my friends have gone like deployed or something like that and they come back over, they always come back and they just seem like they have all of this freaking money that they just start handing out to people. And then you're asking them, okay, so what's the exchange rate? And they're like, are all of those bills that you're holding right there? And you're like, yeah. And it's about 73 cents. And you're like, oh, well, I'm glad that you gave me so much shit. It's like I could literally just like use it to put my gum in.
I'll show you this thing. Hang on one sec.
All right, let's
just
see.
Hope everything doesn't fall apart now. So, like loads of years ago, I bought this chest in it, like from a charity shop, for like £3.50, like or something. Mm-hmm. And it looks really cool. And I've got like this old style musket thing that's the same sort of color that like I keep next to it. Mm-hmm. But it's quite a small box. Like it's really hard to fit anything in there. And I spent ages trying to decide what to put in there. And then one day I thought, fill it with like treasure in it. Like so it's full of like all like these different bills from like different countries, like just hundreds of like foreign coins and old coins and shit. Like and one day, like I'll just bury it in it, like in my garden, for someone to find, like in 200 years or whatever, and it'll be worth a fortune for them. But to me, there's probably about £30 in here, like in money. Like, but for that person, it'll be worth a fortune. Like, because I'm kind like that and always thinking it.
Look at you, really just a sweet soul. Oh my goodness. Kevin wanted to point out you shouldn't keep a thing in a box. At least not your thing. You might need.
Would it be better if I had someone else's thing in my box? Like, I don't think that it would be.
It depends on who you're asking. Are you asking somebody else who also has other people's things in boxes? Because then the answer is a resounding yes, obviously. Oh my gosh. So is this your first campaign?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like I deliberately went to my drawer of half finished things, like and I thought, what is the least commercially viable thing that I've got in here that I can put on Indiegogo to sell a couple of copies of, so I can like learn how to do this and it. Like basically, I was looking for my springtime for Hitler in it. Like what is the worst thing that I have that I can put on? That's like a producer's joke for people who don't get it. Like, I don't want people to think that I've written a real like book for Hitler. You know, so in the producers, they try and put on the worst possible play in it, like to make it go bankrupt. So this is my version of that. Like, I picked the thing that I have that should make the least money. So when it makes the least money, that's a success in it.
You
like,
could turn around and say that was the plan the whole time.
Yeah, this book isn't supposed to work. It breaks all the rules. Comicsgate books are supposed to have great art. I don't have any. I've got photographs. So don't do politics in Comicsgate. Like, it's literally a communist book from a communist person. So the other campaigns that I have lined up in the future are going to be more like what people want. This one's for me. So
this is just so you could say the first thing that I ever did, and it was successful despite all my best efforts, was a really horrible communist propaganda book for Korea.
Yeah, but it is hilarious. Like I must say, that it's still good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so to answer Arch, yes, I do have a gold chain I'm trying to represent. If you see in the background, he has a gold chain, so I got a gold chain. And we have a great question from Charlie. Mark, when you die, do you want to go out fighting in a revolution or get embalmed and waxed up like Lenin?
What the actual truth is that when I die, I want my body to be given to science. Like, you know, the doctors who are training have to have cadavers to work on in it. Like, and people never like volunteer themselves for that. So I'd like to be anally fingered by a student when I'm dead, please. Like, I choose that one. Because it makes no difference to me.
You, but I can't.
Like, because I have no like belief that anything's gonna happen after I'm dead. I'm just gonna be dead, and it like it's fine. It'll be just like before I was born. Like, it just will be.
So, Andrew wants to be cremated and shot into space, and Mr. Yono Fui. I'm sorry, I always mess up your name, hun. Yono said he would be happy to experiment on you. And apparently Angie is changing his answer now that he realizes that being anally fingered is an option. Oh, Angie, I worry about you. Kevin also wanted to know, what about set on fire in a ditch covered in petrol?
Like, that's what happened to Rasputin, in it. That's one of the ways that they tried to kill him. Like to think that I've got a bit of Rasputinism going on. Like,
where's your amulet?
You don't want to know.
Like, oh no! See, I can't leave open-ended questions. I'm learning my lessons already. Dave wants his body given to the military and used as a bomb test dummy. I really don't think that we do that, but I know I'm not EOD. We could.
Yeah, it's probably because no one's volunteered before, isn't it? Like,
you know, the next time I hear about them getting ready to go and test a bomb, I'll be like, I know a guy. I don't know if he's dead yet, but he's totally down for being blown up if he is. Oh, Charlie says that there's some cream for your bit of Rasputinism. Oh my gosh. You know what? I love this. So I bring Commie Mark on and I get an entirely different set of viewers and all y'all are funny as hell and I'm so happy. It's great.
Charlie's London's part of the CG UK gang in it as well.
Yeah, I haven't talked with her much. I think I've only talked to her like randomly as a reply on posts, but she's awesome. So
She's very nice.
Skits, so this harkens back to every time Skits comes out, he always has the same couple of questions like, what do you think you could have done in your campaign differently to make it usually better, but in your situation that's not exactly what you're going for. So do you have anything you do different?
We have been floating the idea, but I can't make it work. Like of having a stretch goal to reduce the number of pages, like so that if it gets to a certain point, like you just get one page or whatever. But it would ruin the story. Like I'm not prepared, like to do the joke. Like,
oh, you know what you need to do? You need to make an ash can.
Yeah,
if you hit a certain level, do an ash can, and the higher up you go for every 10 pounds past whatever the ash can stretch goal is, it drops a page off of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a loophole way to do it. I like it. I'm gonna write it down.
I'm helping. And then, if you get to a certain point where you're only down to one, you're like, if we go any lower, you're going to have to start sending me pages.
Yeah, it gets to a point everyone has to send me an ash can.
Everyone sends you one page and it just has their name on it. Says, I'm sorry that I backed you. Just sends it.
Someone was saying, I was on a stream yesterday, Shit Talk with Ink Spots and Rotten Glory. And they made a joke that I don't have a bartering tier, like where you can say, "Oh, I'll give you 2 chickens, like for a copy or whatever." And I've had that in the back of my mind, and I'm toying with the idea that maybe when the campaign is closed, doing like an exchange option, like where people have their own books, like and I'd be willing to exchange like ones for it.
So wait, does that mean that you're going to be giving them like monetary value and being like, well, my book is at least worth 2 of yours, so I'm going to need you to send me 2.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that the books people send me will be worth more than mine, so I'll be winning anyway.
That is very true. That is very true. Ink did show. Thanks for coming, Ink. He says he's thinking about being a communist, but he needs to know, how hot are the bitches?
The hottest. The hottest.
Oh my gosh. And Skits is offering you a weathered goat.
Nice.
I don't know how weathered or exactly what that would mean. It's a goat that's had a rough life.
I was trying to imagine that it's been suffering from erosion or something. Like I think it's the choice of the word weathered, like puts the other weather.
It's a goat, but it only has 3 legs. And he has cataracts in one eye. Angie wants to know if you would accept Plastic Man miniseries as a barter.
What, if it's on about the Gail Simone Plastic Man, one of my dreams is that when Not Daredevil exists as a book, to get it signed by Gail Simone in it, like because that'll bring me all the way back around. Because when I launched Not Daredevil for free and I gave away 800 copies of it, I did it at the same time that she launched the Death Defying Devil with Dynamite Comics in it. And we're both using the same character, the same public domain character. And I was trying to instigate like a rivalry between us in it, but she didn't buy it. She just blocked me instead.
Aww.
Which is not cool. Because we would have both sold more books if she bit.
That is true, because people would have backed her just to try to prove something to you, and then everyone would have just backed you because it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, but she sold 8,900 copies of the Death Defying Devil issue 1, and I gave away 800 for free. I couldn't even give away the same amount that she sold. So I'm going to try selling it instead, see if that's what's missing, see if I can beat it that way.
See if it's just that you needed to ask for money, and because you value it, now other people value it. Oh, Skits did. he did clarify what he meant by weathered goat.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any
nice.
nuts.
No, not interested. No nuts. That's a deal breaker.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, do you have any other little gems you want to throw out there about this campaign? This is a hilarious, absolutely hilarious book and ridiculous campaign, and I'm really happy that I had you on to cover it.
Yeah. It's pretty funny, and it like I tried my best. I've put a lot of effort in. Seems to have worked. So
Well,
I'm
and you
very
really
happy.
did. That's the. I think one of the important things is like, yes, the whole thing is a joke. Yes, it is meant to be just absolutely outrageous, but it is actually well thought out. There's a lot of really good humor and a lot of really good callbacks, just from what I've seen so far. And honestly, like, I'm actually I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that's the market that I'm going for, where people are like, I just need to understand what this is. Like, so they've had to buy it just to finally get what it's all about.
That's pretty much how you're getting me. You've pretty much hooked me because I just want to understand. And I'm fully aware that I'm going to get this and I'm going to understand nothing else at all. And I'm going to be like, I'm more confused than before I bought it. But I'm willing to take that risk.
If you think that the campaign's funny, you'll think the book's funny, and it'll be worth it. I can already tell you now in advance that the biggest feedback that people will give after they've read this book is that it's not long enough. Like they'll say, why couldn't you do a 98-page version of this? Like that was even better. But I was limited by the source material in it. Like there's only so many photos, and I have to make a story out of them. Like so it couldn't be 98 pages if I tried.
Yeah, you gotta get them to kind of relate back to each other, and there's only so many of them. It's not like everyone had a fucking iPhone back then just snapping pictures.
Oh yeah, and North Korea is the most secretive country in the world. Like so photos from the 1940s and 50s from there are incredibly rare, and it like not incredibly rare, but there's not like a plethora of them.
Well, they're not necessarily everywhere for public consumption. It's a lot of them were destroyed. A lot of them didn't, survive long term. Yono's heartbroken by you, by the way, because you've been like every other communist. Oh my goodness. Honestly, Mark, I'm really happy that I had you on. This is a fun, interesting, one of a kind project for sure.
Yeah,
and
you'll remember.
I'm gonna try and forget, and I think I'm still gonna be unsuccessful. Oh my gosh. So I don't see any other questions from the chat. I think it's probably a good place to end, but honestly, it was so great having you on. Thank you everyone in the chat for coming out. It was super great to see CG UK come out for one of their own. And definitely do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Red Valkyrie. Do not forget to go and back The Adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea. Every time. It's just so many words.
One of the things I always say is if you can't go and buy the book, or you just don't want to, like, go and subscribe to me on YouTube. That's free. That doesn't cost you any money. Like,
absolutely. I'll make sure that we update the channel description too with your YouTube link, and so everyone can find you on YouTube. They can find you on Twitter, which we've already got in the description. And honestly, just thanks everyone so much for coming out. You guys have been super great. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye. Don't you just I still got it. I was going to say, don't you just love dicks? That's what I always at the end.
We'll just go right back.
Yeah.